Here we are, living the dream in Fort Worth, Texas. Little rain this Sunday morning, and that's why it's looking a little bit cramped in here. Got to rearrange, and hopefully later in the day, things will get straightened out. Today I'm going to walk over, and I am going to meet my neighbor. Let's see. Here he is. From not so far away, San Antonio, Texas. And actually, this is the first time I've got to hang out with Michael O'Brien. Here he is, sculptor. And not a bad person to hang out with. This is some pretty cool stuff. Anyway, here's the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, dear. Okay. Yeah,
yeah, here he is. You're from San Antonio.
Right.
But you, like I, travel the country and do these silly events.
Sure.
And we scratched out a living doing it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. So let's first take a look at your work.
All right.
Bronze sculpture for the most part, and this is done in pretty much the classic bronze casting.
Yeah, lost wax.
So do you have like limited editions, or how does that work?
Yeah, these are limited editions. So the pieces that I have here today are my display pieces that I'm taking orders off of.
Okay.
Just kind of a new thing. Usually I was just selling them, cash and carry kind of thing.
Sure.
But it's worked out for the past couple shows, because this piece I took 2 orders off of last show. That one I took 2 orders off.
Okay.
And then this one I just got an order on this morning. So after this show is done today, all these pieces I'm shipping to my art galleries, because I do sell through galleries.
Oh, you do? So
Yeah.
you can make that work for you?
Yeah. So they're anxiously
Lucky
awaiting
you.
these pieces.
This is a great piece. I love this. And I mean, I do love that, it has a little motion if you want it to. We
Please
haven't
don't
had
touch
that kind of wind. We haven't had that kind of wind here, thankfully.
Right.
In Fort Worth, that wouldn't be unusual.
Right.
Now, the one thing we haven't talked about, what's going on here?
So these are some paintings I've been doing. This is a recent body of work I did started about 2 years ago. So it's not bronze. It's carved and painted wood.
Very effective.
I start with a digital photograph that I've taken of a puddle when it's raining. So there's kind of the circular patterns
Sure.
from raindrops. I take a digital photograph. I put that into my little computer software, and I turn it into a 3-dimensional model. And then I have reclaimed wood that I've laminated, and I stick under my CNC router, and it carves the image into the wood. And then I do coats of paint and sand and paint and sand till I get the finished piece.
How have they been received?
Really good. Yeah, really good.
Good.
They've been really nice. In terms of like immediate gratification, I can get these done in like 2 or 3 days versus the bronze. It takes weeks, sometimes
immediate
months.
gratification, guys. Now, let's rewind.
All right.
Did you come out of the womb casting bronze, or what happened?
Oh, no, they wouldn't. No, I did not.
Was there a story? Were you doing something prior to this, like career-wise, or did you?
I was always kind of doing art stuff, working for art galleries or working for some kind of art production company. I worked in Chicago for a long time making bar mitzvah centerpieces, and I've always had some kind of art leaning to my life, whatever job it was. There was a point where I went to go work for a bronze foundry in Texas. A friend of mine from college owned it, and he was hiring his old college buddies to come in. And so one of the things he said to us was, you have a key to the place. You can use the foundry anytime you want. We can cast your work at cost, and we can deduct it out of your paycheck in increments, so you can make art. And so while I was there, I took full advantage of that offer and started working on these pieces.
Wow, that's nice. Just leave beer in the fridge.
Yeah. It was great.
Enjoy yourself.
And so I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the business side of it as well. I learned about things like making work that was sort of foundry friendly, as the term we use, something that's easy to cast, something that's easy to reproduce.
So did you have any art school type stuff or design school?
Yeah, I went to a state school that had art classes. We did a little bronze casting there as well.
Okay.
So I had some kind of background.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we get to the really nitty gritty of the thing, and on a day like this, when it's just all sunshine and rainbows, it's it makes us wonder, why do you do this? What's your favorite deal about doing art shows?
Oh gosh, that's a hard question to ask.
That's
on
why I
a day
asked
like
it,
this.
because I wanted to grind you right into the ground here. Yes, come on,
it's funny.
Convince me.
Well, it's funny, like a day like today, sometimes the motivated buyers are out versus the people who are just walking
true
around
story.
during a free show. This
Yeah.
is a free to the public show.
Right.
So we have huge numbers, but not all of them are buying. So this morning, in fact,
Yeah, exactly.
at 10 o'clock, someone came and put an order on this.
That's nice.
And so that has now since taken care of all of my fees and all of my expenses. It was not the best show for me, but
Well, hey,
that's
but
kind
it's
of how
not.
it goes.
You know, Sunday afternoons, and we could even see some dryness here Sunday afternoon. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, for
Neighbors, of course, at the shows are awesome. That's what you're supposed to say.
I mean, give and take. You know,
I mean,
some-
because you have one on each side, so if
Yeah,
you're betting
these guys are
50%,
okay. There's
you
a
know,
guy,
this,
Jay. He's
you
kind
know,
of meddlesome.
Yeah, they had this one on the other side. He's a little bit of a trial, but I really like connecting with the artists too, as opposed to a gallery selling my stuff.
Yeah, I like that too. I like connecting with the artists and the collectors. Of course, people come in and they relate to the work and they
Yeah.
connect with the work, and that's always a thrill because people will come in maybe from across the street and they'll say, "Oh, what is this?" You know,
Yeah.
and they get it from that far away, and then you have like an immediate connection and sometimes a friendship just from that, just from them seeing your work. You know?
Well, and I think it's also kind of cool to be showing our work amongst so many artists with so many different mediums.
Yeah.
Because it kind of frames our work in a different sense than if they just come to our studio and see our work. I mean, there's something to compare it to.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
they can see just how great we are compared to a lot of the other people, right?
That's right.
That's where I was going with that.
Oh, okay.
You were
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to
Yeah, we're some of the
pick
best
up on
ones
that.
here.
And you know, typically I ask my neighbors what, you know, because any kind of gig has its downside, but that seems to be kind of a doofy question on a day like this, because quite honestly, this isn't real pleasant.
Yeah.
You know, anything else?
What, you want me to expand on downsides or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, you want?
other than like neighbors and weather. I mean, we kind of covered
I
that.
don't know, just being away from home. I still have young kids.
Okay.
And so I don't do as many shows as a lot of these artists do. I'll do a few, maybe 3 or 4 a year,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
I'm still taking kids to school in the morning.
Sure.
And so that's kind of kept me from traveling a lot, which is sort of why I'm doing selling.
Well, as your
through
kids get
art
older,
galleries.
of course, then I'll be older and I'll probably be.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd see more of you.
Yeah, maybe.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
it's been great being your neighbor, and we need our obligatory selfie here.
Oh, okay.
See you, Michael, down the road. Let's go get him this afternoon, hey?
Let's do it, man.
All right, thanks.
Sure.